just want the money, man, fuck all the goobies and fuck all the fame. I just want the house, the flash, for Billy, the diamond go chain. You hearing them coach, you hearing the crowd, they screaming my name. Wait for, put me in again, put me in again, put me in again.
What's going on, chat? What's going on? Thank you for tuning in to Respect the Hustle. Okay, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Welcome to the new year. Welcome to the new year. Glad to bring it in with you. Thank you for subscribing for the hustlers that's coming back. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you share our page to 5 of your most hustling people that you know and tell them to follow the IG at Respect the Hustle Pod. Follow us on TikTok, Respect the Hustle Pod. Like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, what's going on, chat? It's the new year. It feels like, new year, new me type environment going on. We got some happenings going on out there, and it's a lot of happenings. Okay, chat. Make sure you check us out on Apple, Spotify, everywhere that you'll get your podcast at. I'm glad to be with y'all this year. Now, so speaking of New Year, I don't do resolutions. I think I tried to when I was younger. Like, tried to say, okay, my resolution is going. But then I realized, like, whatever I can do on January 1st, I can do on December 21st. So I pretty much got over the let me do a New Year's resolution type thing, because I just feel like it's whatever you can start on a certain day, you can start it today. The Patriots have fired Jerod Mayo after a 4-13 season. 4-13 season. If you checked out one of our previous videos on here, you see who I blame for the 4-13 season. We got a few pieces we can blame, but really, I think the Crafts really succumbed to that public pressure. That public pressure that comes along with every organization, no matter what. But the Patriots fans over the years have gotten very spoiled. They've gotten very spoiled, and I really feel it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous because it was a no-win situation. In that environment, in that history, there was no way for Mayo to win with that roster. Roster wasn't all him. Of course, his predecessor, which we already know who that was. But nonetheless, he deserved, in my opinion, another year, get him under the belt, even an actual offseason, and not an offseason of actual transition, but an actual offseason to put his print on the organization. Middle of the year, we were 4-4. You could have let him go. Not saying 4-4 is bad, but if I'm gonna hold you to an expectation like it seemed he was held to, that's something that we could have did instead of just letting him go by the wayside. So at this point, I put up the statement that was pretty much put up from Robert Kraft and Jonathan. This is a statement. I'm not going to read the entire thing. Well, what I am going to pretty much read is the part that it said, since buying the team, I've always considered myself and my family as custodians of a public asset, public pressure. I really feel with everything that Jerod Mayo gave, he wasn't given a proper send-off. Even after, we know what Belichick did for so many years, but even after Mayo gave his playing career and gave his coaching career to this organization, it was like, all right, we got to let you go with no thank you. If it's a succession plan in place, as the statement stated, so many people wanted to interview him. We wanted to keep him in-house, so we had a succession plan to put him in place as the head coach. I'm going to actually give him a chance and not just, let him go. But nonetheless, that's the statement. You can check it out, read it on your own accord. a later date, we'll address other things that we have to address in regards to the Patriots and my participation in the shenanigans that I feel has become of the organization. Everyone, mostly fans, are mostly happy. That's what's all going to be going through New England all day today. But I don't feel it was the right decision. It's more of an organization type thing we're doing. If you're trying to get a players coach in, I don't know. I just all right. So moving forward, speaking of organizations being ran by people that don't need to be running them, the Cowboys, Jerry Jones. What do y'all think? Comment below. Do you think Jerry Jones is going to go a different direction? I believe he is. I know Mike McCarthy and his entire staff, their contracts are up, I believe, this Wednesday. Crazy because I kind of, I got something in the works with that, with someone on the organization. And so I'm really hoping they at least get another year, Jerry. If you see this. All right, Jerry. But they said he had an interview post-game for 20, 30 minutes after the season ended yesterday. And that organization, I don't see it. I don't see anything fruitful coming of it with him taking the roles that he takes as owner / head coach / quarterback / moving forward, Tyreek Hill. Okay, we're going to actually watch this video. Put this video right here. You tell me what you think.
Like I said, man, I just got to do what's best for me and my family, dog. If that's here or that's wherever the case may be, man, I'm finna open that door for myself, dog. As I'm opening the door, like I'm out, bro.
Now, going into the last game of the season, they had their opportunities, so on and so forth, like a lot of teams did, not named New England. But Tyreek is like, I don't know. It's like I've been hearing a lot of like receivers are pretty much like prima donna type, but outside of them just wanting their passes or their catches and all of that stuff, like it's been, I don't know, they've been feeling real entitled lately. And so Tyreek said he's out. Now, will we take him in New England? Surely. But we really have an unstable situation. We got a quarterback up there now, but we really have an unstable situation as of other guys, as of complete team, as of other coaches, as of the organization. It's just not in a good place to attract a free agent wide receiver, especially someone as of his caliber. What I know they don't kind of want, with Drake May being so young, they don't want to put a quarterback, don't want to put a receiver around him that's going to kind of handicap him and kind of make him have to force feed. But nonetheless, we have to get two receivers in there that's going to at least demand 100 to 150 targets each. 100 to 150 targets each for our top two receivers. That's 300 passes, 300 attempts, some shots at our running backs, 50 attempts, along with the slot receivers and our extra guys, another, 50 to 100 attempts, 500 attempts on the high side. We got a couple running backs that'll kind of alleviate some of their running game. It's just a different game nowadays, and you just got to throw it a little more. We need the weapons to be able to do that in New England. Tyreek saying he not wanting out of Miami. Not the only one that's wanting out of Miami. We'll get to that a little later. Playoffs. Right now we do have the playoff bracket up. Okay, we got the NFC side, Detroit, getting the week off. Kansas City, they're getting the week off. Waiting to see who they're going to play. They're going to play the worst remaining seed that's available. So we got Minnesota playing against the LA Rams. You got Washington playing against Tampa Bay. Green Bay playing against Philly. We're going to have a specific playoff episode come out this later on this week on Friday. So I don't want to get into specifics of what I believe. But right now, this is just a preview of what it looks like. And then on the AFC side, we have Houston going to LA to face the Chargers. We have Baltimore going against a division opponent in Pittsburgh. And we have Denver sliding into the playoffs playing against Buffalo. Okay, once again, we'll have a playoff edition of this show on Friday where we're talking straight playoffs, only playoffs. And I'm going to give you my predictions for the playoffs to encompass the entire playoffs all the way through the Super Bowl. So that should be exciting. But that's playoffs. So nonetheless, draft order. So let's go to, you got Tennessee on the clock. Tennessee needs, in my opinion, a few hundred weapons, similar to the Patriots. But you got Tennessee, Cleveland, the Giants, then with the Patriots, followed by Jacksonville, rounding out the top five. Shador, Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, all of them guys are going to go top three. Cleveland, I wonder what Cleveland is going to do in regards to that, because they have, I don't know if Jameis Winston contract is up, but I know they're bringing back Deshaun Watson for another year. They restructured his contract. We should see what that looks like. But I'm interested to see what Cleveland's going to do on whether they're going to take a quarterback and kind of use Watson as, Watson and whoever else is their quarterbacks as a bridge quarterback to the future, or, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. So, and not even speaking as of, with them holding that 2 seed, they're the wild card in this, in the draft for sure. Going back to what I spoke of earlier, as of people wanting to get out of Miami. Speaking of getting out of Miami, Jimmy Butler has been saying for months he wanted to get out of Miami. In a word or two or less, or something like that. Pat Riley is running people. He runs people out of. I didn't know. Yeah. I didn't know Pat Riley had as much prior to D Wade and LeBron and all of that. I didn't know Pat Riley had as much pull in Miami as he does until the LeBron situation and all of that. And Butler, though, taking that team to 2 final appearances, doesn't matter to him at this point. I guess Riley sees his team being better in the past, definitely, and figure, hey, we might as well turn this over while we can. But the whole problem comes in at is him being suspended for 7 games. At this point, they're just trying to take money from him and just to run him up out of there. So they just threw the 7 games on him. But for me, if you're going to suspend him to 1 or 2 games, but adding a label of conduct detrimental to the team, I don't know specifically what he's done. Outside of just bringing that spotlight to y'all, that's been necessarily detrimental. So I think it's been brewing for years, not just this year, of trying to get money and trying to, all of that. So I think it's been years in brewing that at this point Pat just want him out of there, and people leaving Miami. Man, they're leaving Miami. All right. So, Paige Beckers, big story coming out of women's college basketball. Paige Beckers getting injured over this past week, and basically going in. I'm not sure if I'm gonna throw it in here right now, but basically going in for a loose ball. Someone dove to the floor. I know those dive balls, those going to the floor balls. Those be the balls that, as a hustle, it's a hustle play, but it's also legs down there, and so It's an injury that's been happening for years. They said it's not too big of a deal, but that's been her thing. It's just more so just staying healthy. She's looking to be the number 1 pick in the WNBA next year. So hopefully she can, she returns to the court and be healthy. We're looking forward to seeing her and possibly Juju go at it again later on this season in March Madness. We have the end of NCAA. Final Four. You got Penn State. You got Notre Dame. You got Texas. You got I said Notre Dame. You got Texas, and you got Ohio State. I don't want to give a prediction for that. I think I did on one of my previous episodes, but I like the way it looks. It's different. Give you a different type of feel for the playoffs. You got Notre Dame. I wouldn't say a Cinderella team, but they've been fighting all year. You got Penn State, tough, formidable opponent. Should be a great game. They got extra superlatives coming out about that game, but it's going to be a good football game. But then you got Ohio State and Texas. I mean, it's going to be a great championship game, no matter which way it bounces. Ohio State's the overall favorite out of all 4 of those teams. Texas has been on the prowl for a couple of years, but we'll see based on how they performed against Arizona State. We'll see if they can take out Ohio State, because Ohio State looks like they're just pretty much rolling at this point. And then Notre Dame and Penn State, I can see that game going down to the wire. Whatever team has the last possession. With that being said, I can see the transfer portal. NIL collective, they're 2 different things, but the transfer portal, that has been the college coach's worst nightmare. We're going to dive deep into that in a couple of months around spring football and things like that, but I definitely wanted to bring it up just today, just for giggles. Once again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you're still watching at this point, which I kind of figure with our next upcoming topic, you are. Thank you for tuning in. For those that are just joining us, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Give us a thumbs up below in the chat, in the comments. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, on TikTok, all of those social medias. And follow us on Apple, Spotify, everywhere you get your local podcasts. Shout out to Podbean. Shout out to Mixed Up Mobile Bar. Like, comment, subscribe. Can't say that enough. Thank you for everybody that's continuing to subscribe every day and share this to your people. Appreciate it. So, we got some rumblings out there with Joy Taylor. Wonderful Joy Taylor, the media personality, sports analyst, was named in a lawsuit. This lawsuit said that accused her of sleeping with her higher executives to get placed on to the shows that she's gotten placed on, whether it was Undisputed and Speak Up. They said she was sleeping with Emmanuel Acho. The same hairdresser that made these accusations said, I believe Skip Bayless offered her 1.5 million. I mean, that's 1.5. One thing I must say about that. I mean, at this point, I'm a media personality as well. I mean, I can milk my phone as much as possible. But in all seriousness, you're not going to get me on here bashing anything, anybody. You don't know what the situation is. And in every situation, there's always your side, their side, and then the truth. Somewhere lies in between, in the middle. In there, who knows what this lawsuit is going to bring out. but I'm not sure necessarily the person that's suing of what they're aiming to get out of this lawsuit and whatnot from their whomever it is that they're suing. But it's a big situation. It's a big deal, and it's going to continue. More information is going to continue to come out daily, and we're just not going to get on here and talk about no one out there that's doing the same thing that we're doing. Everyone's out there doing what we're doing, and so I would say we're all hustling, but I don't want to say everybody's out there hustling. Everybody, you know what I mean. You get what I'm saying? So the whole thing about it is, the thing is, you know, it's been a lot of Emmanuel Acho, really? It's been videos floating out about it, so now you're gonna have people deep diving on stuff, and it's just stuff, you know. So very opinionated people, they're gonna get on, and then you're gonna have some some PR statements come out soon enough, and unnecessarily, we just know what we know. But she's great talent. Jesus Christ, she's a great talent. For someone to get up there and the shows that she's been on, and not just be a moderator between people debating, but to have her own opinions and things like that as a black woman in the industry, that's just amazing. Hate as you must, but it ain't gonna get you nowhere because they're doing it. So continue to do you. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Peace.
I just want the money, man. Fuck all the groupies and fuck all the fame. I just want the house, the flash, for Billy, the diamond go chain. You hearing them, coach? You hearing the crowd? They screaming my name. Wait for. Put me in again.